Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy.
This is Jesse. Eli's on the end. Mr. Vera's on the other end. Jonathan's behind the camera. And we are going to analyze and break down the shot because I'm going to do another shot. It's going to be part of a tutorial, how to throw lighting from your fingertips. We have the lovely Haley Driver and even more lovely Jonathan Luce. I don't know why I said that. Basically, we want to analyze the shot. Now, Jesse, actually, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Are you homophobic?
No.
Are you?
He's late to the party, that's
Yeah,
why.
he's a little late.
All right. Because I can confidently say that Jonathan Luce is lovely. I'm not homophobic. No homo. I can actually say that. So, you know,
Careful.
Lovely
Gotta cut all
doesn't
that
have to mean beautiful, though.
I'm being told that I have to edit this part out. So let's just pretend like that didn't happen. Jesse, talk about the editing of this scene.
Well, this was one of the most fun scenes that we've done so far. This was shot at STEM Studios. Basically, it's Serge chasing
Jack.
Jack down a hallway, surging him with electricity, hence her name. She blows him to the other wall and knocks him down. She proceeds to go, kick his butt. These are all effects done by our very lovely Mac.
See, I don't take that wrong.
A lot of these angles,
It's a compliment.
are more aesthetics, things that I chose that I thought would fit more, make it feel a little more intense. Like for instance, all these the way we shot this a lot more closer, cut off, is just different angles that I chose that I thought would make.
What are some of the standard techniques on doing a fight scene like this, as far as an editor is concerned? What are like the most basic things you can roll with?
Well,
Like you just need to keep in mind all the time.
okay, what you want to keep in mind is whether the actual hits land. And when we say land in stage combat is basically if I were to, roughly this, I don't want to see this space right here creates this feeling of, it's a miss, meeting hit. So if he were to react to that, it would just look very funny. So what we tend to do is shoot a little over, is by reaching on the other side of his face and making it look like it's actually connecting. So it's a kind of like a dance. It's a partnership between me and him. I would have to give it to him and sell it. A lot of that you can tell, especially whenever she does like the slap in the face. When she tackles right there, she slaps in the face, and it's that specific angle that I chose. It kind of complements it to make it look like she actually, struck him. And it's a lot of it is also their acting too, is how you sell it. So as an editor, you want to look for the proper angle for that, and a lot of that also helps with the coordinating with the cinematographer and
Stunt coordinator.
or stunt coordinator to try to angle your camera correctly to achieve those shots, more or less.
You're anticipating the hits.
Yeah.
Jonathan Guadalupe does a lot of the stunt coordination, but Jesse and Jonathan kind of collaborated on this setup. But Jonathan's right now, he's primarily handling a lot of the stunt coordination. You're going to see his work in the warehouse scene. He's also playing one of the personalities, Bad Larry, who is superhuman strength and matter ingestion. Basically, we'll go over what that is, and he'll tell you a little bit more about his character just a tad bit later. But from a visual effects standpoint, some of the stuff that I did to make this work is I pick up the shot right about here after Jesse's excellent editing. The colorization, I wanted it dark because we're trying to do a day for night thing, which kids, you shouldn't do. You should actually shoot at night as opposed to trying to do it digitally. But tracking the lightning bolt from Haley's hands hitting Jonathan Luce was not as difficult, but he had a bunch of times where he's crossing over in front of the shot. I'm going to show you how to clean that up using Tiny Mask. You don't have to do huge overlay mask to get that done. That was basically the hits where you put in ember effects and shockwaves. This next blast here is brutally critical. You know, what we really want to do with this is where people mess up, they forget the after effect, no pun intended, where you have to have light coming off of Haley. If she's throwing lightning, there should be some blowback light coming onto the character. If the character's getting hit with lightning in a physical world, they would be smoking. So you really should have a little bit of smoke rising off of them, or burning embers coming off of them where their clothes is actually burning. These little things you have to take into account when you're actually doing the effect. Now, when we get into the tutorial, I'll get into exactly how you place the lightning and what lightning to use and how to color it. And Jesse is an extremely big fan of blending the effect to make it kind of settle back into the background or blend into what's
it gives this kind of transparent feel to it without it actually being transparent. It makes it look more immersive.
Exactly. Mr. Rivera, you have a question?
Sorry, I was just wondering if you could talk about this one part over here.
Yes.
Let me find it.
This is not entertaining. This is not entertaining.
Sorry. I just love that little glitch effect, and then followed by the...
Why did I use the little glitch effects?
And not just that, but the screen shake over here.
Okay, let me talk about that. Glitching is a way to hide mistakes or a way to bridge one shot with another. In Nameless, you guys are going to see glitching being used a lot when we're transitioning from one scene to another, mostly because the main bad guy is Mr. Glitch, and this story is told a lot from his point of view. He's watching all the time. He has access to security cameras and everything else. So yeah, glitching makes a lot of sense in changing transitions and how things are turning out and stuff like that. So glitching is not just a way to cover up little tiny mistakes or to bridge a scene together, but it's actually part of the main storyline because glitch basically communicates by taking over electrical systems and taking over communications. And when he does, there's a huge disruption in the video and the picture. So that was used to it was a flat cut that I think I made. I don't think Jesse did the transition from that scene to what's called. I did, and the way I cut it, it was a really slam type cut. It didn't work. So I had to put that glitch there to kind of compensate for it so it wouldn't be so what's called. And folks, you're going to see a lot of that in Nameless, a whole bunch. Just like, hopefully I can convince Jesse to do a lot of comedy transitions and geek it.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Okay, well, there you go. We just got that shot.
It's a whole different feel.
It's a little depressing for me, but, comedy transitions is where it's at. Years and years of television. Let me tell you about... No, I'm not going to get into the history of comedy.
That died back then.
Yeah, I made that suggestion like 3 months ago.
That's done.
Anyway, that's basically it. I'm going to get into the tutorial. Just hang in there, folks. If you want to learn how to do this particular effect, it's coming out right now in the podcast. So we'll see you after the podcast. I'll close it up then. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Let's go now. If they ask where I'm at, tell them I'm right here. I stand beside a giant that resides no fear. Oh no, I never ride so low.
So if you thought that video was cool, why not give us a like, a share, a follow, and subscribe to this channel on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy.